I've been thinking a lot lately. It's been about 4 years since I moved to Texas. Tomorrow is actually the 4-year anniversary. And there's a lot that goes into starting a window cleaning business. And there's a lot that you don't get out. You put your time and your energy, your thoughts, all this effort into getting things rolling, and your hopes are high, and then it's just a matter of time before something comes where disappointment can set in. And in these situations, it's helpful to have other people around you who can help lift you up and encourage you. And as a window cleaner or as a business owner in general, oftentimes it's hard to find that type of a community. So I'm in the middle of the process of joining a little community like that. And there might be more about that in the future that I'll talk about, but it just has me thinking there's always two severe extreme difference of people who are more than willing to give you their opinions. And whether it's in business or just in life, you got to watch out for both extremes. And that's what I want to talk about today. It's funny how if you ask for marriage advice or you talk about something that you're going through in a relationship, there'll always be that person who's been divorced multiple times and say, "Oh, I'll let you know how to survive through this challenge. Through my failures, maybe you can learn." And it's not that nothing that they say is going to be relevant or accurate or true, but do you really think that they have the answers to life if they haven't been able to apply it to themselves yet? They might have an idea that's accurate, but it still needs to be proved and kind of some kinks worked out of it. It's just a theory until they're able to execute it on their own and actually make things work out. And then there's the other extreme, the people who nothing's ever gone wrong for them. It's just first time works every time, and they haven't been faced with real adversity or challenges. So then when you, as an individual, you're struggling through something, they're just going to say, "Oh yeah, it's easy. It's just, you just do this and that and the other thing and it'll all work out." It's just not always how it works. Ever since the early parts of humanity, God created Adam and Eve had their fall. And from that point, there was toil, hardship. He said, by the sweat of your brow, that you would have to make things happen. Work was something that existed before the fall of Adam. God created Adam and said, "Okay, now get to work, get in that garden, start naming the animals, start stewarding the land that's around you." And ever since that time of the fall, there will be toil, there will be difficulty, there will be challenges that come that sometimes might seem impossible to surmount. And if you get advice from somebody who either has never faced those challenges or has never actually overcome those challenges, they're going to have glaring gaps even in their best insights. So I'm thinking about this going into the next season, saying I need to find people who have been through their share of hardship but have found a way to persevere, to overcome, and to push through the obstacles, or to run around, depending on the circumstance. There's a saying, it might be a little cliche, but it rings true today. Never trust a leader without a limp. That points back to Jacob in the Bible, who wrestled with God. And when he was young, he was a little arrogant, it seems. But as he went through more adversity, he went and moved to his uncle Laban's house and took care of his uncle Laban's sheep, and God blessed him. But over the course of 14 years, he endured hardship, had to go through poor leadership, but still was able to find his way on top. Then when he comes out of that, almost fleeing for his life and ready to go to a new place where he was afraid for his life, he had an encounter with God where he wrestled with God, and ultimately it says that he won. And that's when God gave him that new name, Israel, and guaranteed him or promised him of the promise and the blessing that would be on his life. But it only came after the struggle. And so there's a place where in the struggle of life, in the difficulties we come across, we're able to glean things, we're able to learn things that you can't otherwise begin to understand. So look for the people who've had their fair share of battle wounds. They're the ones who not only have they endured, but they've overcome. They've pushed through those things, and their insights are going to be more, shall we say, level-headed, well-rounded. They're going to have the understanding from both sides, the middle of the battle and the end when you've overcome and achieved the victory. Because we want to win. We want to push through. There's a lot of things and a lot of hopes and a lot of plans that we might want to achieve, but it's not going to come easy. If it comes easy at first, there will be a time in the future where you'll face that rude awakening. Whether it's a business obstacle, a family obstacle, or just something in life. You know, we're all human. We have human bodies, human relationships, human connections of all various sorts. And one thing all those human pieces are prone to is failure. And one of the only ways that I've ever found to overcome failure is looking to the grace of God. He's the one who is able to see beyond our circumstance and know the future that he has in store for us. And to me, it's never a guarantee. There's a kind of synchrony that we have to have where we're willing and obedient to his plan. And if we're able to look to him, you know, the Bible says he's a friend that's closer than a brother. He's somebody who sees all, knows all. He's endured the cross, and he's made a way for us to have fellowship with him. So even if you're having a hard time finding a business leader you can look up to, or a close family member that you can confide in, you have that friend in Jesus, and he's able to carry you through anything that you might face. So look for those brothers and sisters, those encouragers who can lift you up and who you can also lift up at the same time. But also remember there's somebody there who you can't see, but his presence can be felt. And it can lift you through any circumstance in life. So that's just a little bit of my ramblings today while I'm thinking about what my next chapter looks like, because there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things where I feel like I'm not strong enough to do them, or I'm not skilled enough or understanding enough to really master the levels that are ahead of me. You know, I'm trying to climb this ladder of scaling a business. Step 1, hire somebody. Step 2, hire some more people. Step 3, sow into them and invest into them so that they can become integral pieces of a business that stands for something greater than just simply my own personal success. So look around you, see who God's already put in your life. Look at the opportunities that are right in front of you. And if you're not very happy with what's there, just realize there is somebody there willing to help. And if you've got any other questions or concerns, or you want a little bit deeper of a community, let's see what we could do to make that happen. I'm hoping to, in the not too far future, find some way to have a sort of an inner circle or a little hub where we can all kind of talk about the different obstacles in business and family that we're coming across, so that we can help each other out and lift each other up. Anyways, you guys, keep your chins up, keep grinding, keep pushing forward. Make sure you leave room for, you know, a little bit of time for yourself to recuperate. And we'll see you on the other side of success.